Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing good. I am all right. Um, my youngest son has been trying to call me from prison, like, for a couple days. Like, today already, it's been 10 times. I don't even have any money. I don't work. When I got injured, and with all my allergies, yeah, I'm strong. I mean, I could combat to save my life, and I get things done around my house, but I still, I don't have a job, you know. And even if I did, I mean, um, you know, or if I got my social security, which I could have got a few years back, but I get more if I wait. Well, I don't know if that system's going to be okay anyway, but as long as I can make my life go around, I don't have to worry about too much. But still, I don't have money to spend on like $15 a minute or whatever, for these. I've done that before. That's hideous. I don't do that for people anymore. So it's been a little disconcerting. So if you hear any kind of commotion, I'll just try and talk through it. So, yeah, how about Biden selling our crude oil, the best that we have? Actually, it takes the least amount of work to refine it. He's selling off the very best that we have through India and other channels, making its way to China. Can you imagine that? People that literally want to be our masters and for us to own nothing, and he's selling us out to our enemies, where Russia and China will literally get together and make a moon base, but yet now they can't even help people of Sri Lanka, you know, are starving and have no fuel, that type of thing. So, why would we want to help fight somebody else's war if we really cared about people in this world? Why didn't we send some fuel and some food to Sri Lanka? Just wondered. So, anyway, yeah. And then with Hunter Biden making videos, playing with himself, getting high and doing that, and Joe riding his bike and tipping over. These Biden guys really gotta stop playing with themselves in public. They don't play well with others. That's disgusting, you know? And I wonder too if some of that isn't more like a setup with even Hunter. Like, look at Hunter to get the eyes off of the father and what the father's doing with China right now and has been the whole time, and how closely related Ukraine and China operations are with all the Kabbalistic entities that all get along all over the world in these different forums and things. So, what a bunch of fake crap with the Georgia Guidestones. First, you see one pillar partly damaged, then you see them all standing, and the next thing you know, they're all rubble. But about 100 feet off in the distance, it showed what looked to be a crane. Maybe that's what Miley Cyrus was trying to tell us with her wrecking ball video, eh? Or was she telling us that she looks like a boy? you know, I think the last one is probably wrecking ball. Yeah, I reckon the society with all their games trying to destroy the future generations, the little ones, the way they think, their thought process, what's a good way, clean way, a godly way. See, they're making people decide between government and God. That's the issue right there. So yeah, not very very it's a beautiful world. It's just the greedy on the planet have superseded the good ones. It's just now everybody's starting to think this just isn't right. See, I was really a odd duck back in the day because I was one of the very few people that just would have rather been alone than to be with crowds of people that went against my grain. You know, it's just the way I've always been. I've walked, well, like one time it was like 20 some miles, and another time it was like 17 or 12. I've just got, like, if I'm in a crowded place like a party or something and filthy shit's going down, I'm out of here and I go, you know. So, yeah, people are like, whoa, where'd she go? And then I've even had people come looking after me and I'd hide in the ditch and watch them drive on by. Car come, I'd hide again. It's like, just leave me the hell alone, you know. I've done that a lot of times in my life, you know. I just don't tolerate filth in my life around me like that, and I won't. I just won't. And then I know the people that do that. It's like, and y'all can just stay away from me. And that even goes for a lot of my family. What they deem as acceptable, even right down to going too far with a dirty joke, that can be really damaging to my psyche. It's like, get out of here. I keep my personal business in the bedroom like that, you know. I mean, telling a joke or a dirty joke is one thing. If it's actually funny and it's not so filthy that you may not want to say it in front of the kids, but it's something you could tell your mom. If it's something you probably shouldn't tell your mother, and I've had people like that around me, thoroughly disgusting. Um, for me, that's heartbreaking. And people like that, they know this shit. They can just take one look at my mannerisms and how I look and act when they're around me, and they know. They know what's going to kill me, you know. They always have. So, that's my kid calling again. I'm suspecting maybe they're going to let him out early or something, and he's looking for a place to stay. But yeah, anyway, if he showed up or if he asked Doug, but he used to just put my name on the letters. Last couple times it's had Doug's name on there too, but on the inside it was addressed to me, and then asking at the end not to tell anybody his business. It's like, I really don't care, you know. Wow. I hear somebody trying to call me that says they're a friend of my son. Yeah, I heard that, Doug. Yeah, yeah. She said, Janelle, Doug, hey, I know I'm doing a video. Hello? Yeah, I'm doing a video. So, yeah, I know. I might call her back later. Thank you for answering it. So, yeah, anyway. And I was thinking about that too. My youngest had a tendency, like, he'd go and get locked up somewhere, and then he'd tell these inmates my phone number as his phone number or to get a hold of me so they don't lose touch. And it's like all these weird criminals calling me through the years, and it really, it's like, oh God, help me. It's not that people do things wrong. It's just like my sons could entirely give me a break, you know. There's enough bad people in the world. I don't need to go out looking for them. It's not that people don't reform, and I believe they do. It's just that when you have 20-year-old, yeah, maybe take a message for you. But when you're in 30 and going towards 40 or whatever, or like my oldest, 40 and going on in life, you know, it's like, nah, mom taking messages, things, that's not so cool, you know. So, anyway, yeah, been quite the day. So, back to thinking about those, what's going on with the Bidens and all the stuff in the public eye and all the shenanigans with their so called global warming campaigns and electric energy and WARSs and all this, trying to keep our focus off of them selling our crude oil, our reserves to other countries, or paying debts that they say we owe to other countries with crude oil that taxpayers have already paid for, that's in reserves for us in times of need, while our fuel goes up, then in turn our food goes up, and we're suffering to pay our enemies. That just doesn't sit right with me, and that's exactly what's going on. They're depleting the um they're depleting America right from underneath us. They've been doing it for, well, like any strategist, communist strategist would say, it takes about 30 years to totally demolish a country from the inside out. And their Agenda 2030 is going on right now. Those guidestones, that was, I believe, an inside job. Like I said, I saw it happen in stages, you know, and some of you might have too. If you saw the pillars and there was just a little bit of damage and then the whole thing was crumbled, and they said it was a missile, a ground missile, maybe after the initial damage. But I don't believe that either. I saw a crane there. If you go look to the picture to the right of a still photo of the rubble, there's a yellow crane standing there. So, yep, sure is. I mean, I was thinking at first maybe some real spunky people just got up and tried to dig one part and maybe repelled up to the top and did some damage and pulled some big hammer, even a hydraulic jackhammer with a little generator, electric generator in the trunk of a car. They could do quite a bit of damage with a jackhammer, even like a 40-pound rental jackhammer. Oh, yeah, with granite, because it's got granite's not actually a solid rock. That's what gives it its speckles, is the quartz crystal in there with, I think it's called igneous rock, different and that what is what makes the different colors of the granite too, depending on what quarry you get it out of, and what the crystal is mixed with will give you the color. Like there'll be quartz, pink quartz crystal granite, which is the brown rock that's mixed, the lava rock in our state, mixed with the crystal, which is actually all from heat. And then you, the pressure of the glaciers rescending, you know. So what my theory is the earth had already been on fire in the Americas, and that caused a global freeze. And um, when the snows and the waters receded, we have a lot of really unique geology all over the world. But yeah, I used to have this one kit, and I can't remember who I gave it to, but I was moving, but I had little samples of sand from all over the world. I had a large rock and fossil collection too. Well, that's a different story. Literally, I had to leave it behind when I was a kid. So, I mean, from everywhere I went, I bought rocks. I went looking for them everywhere, and gift shops from different places, and that was sort of one of my things that I loved, you know. So it's a little kind of, I've always been a little odd. I'd make some money, and then summertime would come, and if like two of my goals when I got a little bit older was to get to a gift shop, a special one in Royalton, Minnesota, by a little town called Rice, um, as in wild rice. But I go up there, was my closest distributor, or there was Tandy Leather downtown Minneapolis. But I would get uh, let me think if I can remember the name of it. They were kits to make moccasins anyway. I can't remember. Minnetonka, I think they were. Tonka, maybe. No, that's the toy. I think it was Minnetonka, like the town kits for making your own. I even made my mom a pair of moccasins that had a sole. So it had the sole that I had to sew, and then I made her ones with the silver. It had like a silver carved out. It's like a button. So where she tied it, um, it had like ornamental more with the fringe and the silver um, carved out by the laces. Looked really pretty. So anyway, a little more expensive with the sole. I like the soleless ones because I love to dance, and you can dance better. It's just like different types of tennis shoes are better for dancing too than other kinds of shoes. You know, depends. Like surprisingly, Converse tennis shoes are really good to dance in. If anybody has like any Converse stars, you know what I mean. So, which is corny, but yeah. Or of course, ballet slippers are always good for dancing. Not too good though if you're not familiar with them. They can be a bit slippery. And that depends too if you have the toe shoes or just the regular ones, or you know. Anyway, yeah. So some girl Janelle is calling me to talk about my son John. Oh, good God, what now? Yeah. Anyway, sometimes you really can't do enough for people, especially when you end up, like if you get hurt or like your house gets destroyed or whatever. I've even had my car stolen and taken to another state in the middle of the night. It's like these things aren't too cool. I'm not liking this very well. When you have to worry about things in your own house, it's like, nah, oh well. I know a lot of people in the world are going through a bunch of crazy things like that, you know. Yeah, oh well. But people call and Doug can't hear very well, so um, he couldn't even get the girl's name right, and I could hear it way in here. And he'll say, "Who?" And she was saying, "I'm a friend of uh, John's, uh, you know, Barb's son's friend, whatever." And I don't know, who? You're a friend of whose? And stuff like that. Sometimes people actually deserve the pain of it all. And he's got hearing aids, he just won't wear them. And I wouldn't either. I think they'd be highly uncomfortable. But when he had them in, he'd turn the TV either way down or way too loud. In fact, even watching TV was a painful experience with him in particular, and not just because of his hearing. Because when people think so differently than you do, and you're trying to enjoy a show or it's that's a new level of pain I don't enjoy. Or how about this? You ever been in the movie theater? It's really cool when everybody laughs or claps or something at the same time, or everybody goes, or whatever. But how about if you're the only one who laughs, or you don't laugh when everybody else does? Those type of feelings. That's uncomfortable, eh? I like micro movements with people, their subconscious expressions that they can't, like this one. I'm not lying. Like I'm not lying much. Or why would you think I'd do something like that? You know. Oops, excuse me a second. People in their shit, right? I dropped my lighter. Okay, people, give me a minute. Hang in there. Oops, I'm still with you here. I guess I can't find it right this second. Ah, what the heck? Okay, it took a hike. It must have bounced across the room. That's okay. I have another one. That's crazy. Ah, I can't believe it. All right, another time. Wow. Yeah. So I didn't know what I was going to talk about today. A lot of times I don't. It was one of them. And like, well, just talk about what really is bugging me most. Nobody's getting back to me on these kids that have been taken out of our country, or being able to voice my opinion to. You can't talk to Congress, so you go through your state legislator and they don't even get back to you, and I want to know. But they just ignore us. They say the squeakiest wheel gets the grease. Yeah, well, they don't care who squeaks and what kind of ideas you might have to help the world. It's all their way or nothing. Well, I'm sick of paying these creeps. I don't know about you, but I really am. You know, I don't know. Uh, I think people that truly love everybody else, and this, one of my friends, a young gentleman, said on Facebook this morning, uh, we don't care about government. We care about everybody in the world. We don't patronize a flag, you know. We have God in our heart. And if you know how to treat people, and communities run themselves anyway, and so do corporations, what good is the government literally? When all your like street work or schools or hospitals, everything's local anyway. You know, there could be localized social security. You know, you pay it into your state anyway, and there's nothing in the Federal Reserves anyway, but they're going to try and push bugs and electronic payments on everybody. And man, up in Canada, they're just not letting up on you with their oh, you have to be sick, we're telling you so bullshit. Instead of all the normal, either like a spring cold or a winter cold or flu or whatever, now it's like we're telling you this and you have to do this or that or else. It's like it's really disturbing, you know. I think everybody's got a little bit of rebel in them. It's like rebellion against people that want to authorize your life. God already authorized us to walk on this earth freely and drink and eat off the land and propagate. So we don't need anybody's permission to do what human beings are meant to do, you know? So I'm sick of these disgusting things. And I assume the people that are listening to me too, because I wouldn't even be on here talking if it wasn't for folks like you that have a lot of the same kind of feelings within yourself that they're just, this is not right. All the money going into all the retarded researches and different kind of finagling type of things, it's like trying to prove where a person's soul goes after you die type of thing. Do we really need to pay a scientist to tell us anything that none of us can prove? It's just like you can't prove why you're here. You can't prove how you were made, you know, and you never will be able to. And the Spirit of God is in everybody, whether they want to admit it or not, you know. And I have a theory that it isn't, although, yeah, man and woman were put on this earth and it was given to them, not people that don't agree with the man and woman thing. That was, you know, that's a fact. But what if it's Mother Time and Father Earth? What if everything that they've told us basically was all convoluted, so full of holes, Never know. If you look at everything from every single angle, I don't know. I like to just think, and wherever my brain goes, that's what I do. So I have to contemplate if I think I'm going to call this girl back. But I always feel sorry for these women that get involved with my kids or even do favors for them because they talk down to me. for his behalf. It's like, I just really today like to slap you all. But anyway, not you all, them. No, actually, I don't. She's probably a nice lady, but I don't know. There's always this certain satanic little vibe in there that I could probably live without, you know. But yeah, people gotta do that. It's just like, oh, and then by the way, and they take their pitchfork and go, shh, try it in, you know. So yeah, I get sick of it. Well, I thank you for joining me. I hope you have a really good night or day wherever you're at. What do you think about those Georgia Guidestones? And what do you think about um, our oil ending up over in China? I'm not so bad on the idea of India, but China? Hmm, curious. And people in Sri Lanka are starving and they're going to freeze. And we're putting money into a war. Yeah. I honestly have to say, I hope Joe and Hunter Biden both fall off their bikes. I hope they're on a tandem one and they just fall over into Camilla and Nancy Pelosi. Maybe they can just like line them up like you see bikers do in front of wherever they are. Just line them up like that and just fall like dominoes. That'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't feel bad, not one bit, even if they got some boo boos. That'd be like the more blood, the merrier. Yeah, have fun. Maybe some broken bones or something too. That throw some of them in there. So if you hear me, Satan, do your job, dude. Stop going after the good ones and go after them ones of yours that deserve that shit. So, okay, I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you again. Without you, I would be nothing. Appreciate you. Later.